Hello everyone, this lab is about detecting intrusion attempts by an attacker on a victim by making use of Nmap scans and Metasploit. We have an attacker and victim. Attacker is nothing but a Kali VM and victim is hosted on Ubuntu VM, and both of them are on the same subnet. Task 1 is setting up of Snort and the required softwares. First, what we need to do is check ETH0 interface. Once that is done, so we can see that the IP is configured, right? After that, we need to install the LAMP server and other required software for Snort. And we also install PHP Pure. Once that is done, we need to install Snort. After the successful installation, we need to configure Snort IDS according to the subnet requirements. Make sure you set the interface on which the Snort should listen on as ETH0 and also the corresponding subnet. And this should, it should be no. Just put OK. Yes. Permissions. Okay, so now we have configured the Snort. Now run Snort on the victim using snort-v to run it in the sniffing mode. So we can see that the Snort has been started. Now the next task would be detecting of Nmap scans using Snort IDS. For this, we will have to go into the attacker console, which is nothing but our Kali VM. So the first task would be, the first step would be to run Snort in the victim, which we already started, and check the interface of the attacker, and it has been configured successfully. And then perform Nmap on the attacker, wherein we specify the victim's IP here. So when we perform an Nmap scan, we can see that we get the details of the port, the open ports in this victim, and other details. Now when we go to the victim console where we are running the Snort, we can see that the Nmap scan which we did on the attacker has been reflected here. We can see the TCP packets flowing here from 1.2, and it also gives the number of packets which has been coming in and going out of this system. So successful detection of Nmap scans using Snort has been completed. Task 3 is to perform DOS attack using Metasploit on the victim. So first what we need to do is create a directory called log in your victim, and then start the logging command of Snort using this, and then attack perform the attack through the attacker. So once the snort has been started, now go on to the attacker and then enter the MSF console. This would take some time. Now mention which type of exploit you would want to enter into. So this is a SYN flood attack. And so you enter the auxiliary SYN flood window and then you show options. So it says R host and R port is required. So now set the R host to your victim IP and then run the exploit for about 2 to 3 seconds and then terminate it. Now go to the victim and stop the snort. Now enter your log directory and you can see that a snort.log file has been created. Now it can be read as follows. So we can see that we are getting TCP packets from the attacker with various IPs, dummy IPs. So this completes successful logging for DOS attacks. Task 4, writing of snort rules. Snort rules are written in the path ETS snort rules. So the rule that we have written is to alert if we have TCP packets flowing from the subnet this to any and if someone opens facebook.com, this is going to get printed. So this rule needs to be added in the snort.config. So we can see that the rule path is nothing but etc snort rules and then the rule name has been added. Now start snort with this command and display the contents on the console. So and then now try to open FB Facebook and see if the logs are being printed. So we can see that someone opened Facebook on your PC can be seen on the console. Thus, the snort rule that we had created is been working successfully. Now perform nmap scan on the Kali VM or the attacker and we can see that we have two vulnerabilities and that is two open ports with services SSH and HTTP. We can exploit this and in the victim we can add an alert to check if packets are coming inwards to port 22. You need to print a message. So now let's just start the snort and going back to the attacker now. Let's exploit this. So you set into the SSH version, show options. So we need to set the R host to our victim's IP. And then just run this. So it shows that the SSS version has been successfully obtained. Now let's go see what's happened in the victim. This log has been successfully printed. So we can see SSH traffic coming from the attacker to our port. We can also see in the Wireshark capture the TCP packets on port 22. Now the second attack would be a DOS attack. So to alert for DOS attack, write another rule in your victim. So if it's coming on HTTP port, from any of the HTTP servers, then alert that the incoming traffic is HTTP, and now start the logging of the snort. Come to the victim and do perform a DOS attack. So initially we can see that we are able to log in successfully via HTTP to this IP. Now run the TCP connect flood attack. So this has been started. So now we can also run the SYN flood attack. So both of them has been started. Go to the victim console. Now in the victim console, we can see that HTTP packets are being displayed, and the alert that we had set by writing this not rule is getting displayed. So this ends task 4. Thank you.